Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on the 1967 R-Code XL 7-liter 4-speed, one of 89 all ever built, and this one is one of one. Today we're going to be working on the brakes. Not the easiest thing in the world to find brakes for this car, but I pretty much have everything I need for it. And then once everything is installed, you're ready to drop the engine in. Let's get started. Here I am performing the exciting task of installing the emergency brake cables. The old ones are really pretty rusty. You can see I'm just breaking the old one, the tabs that hold them in, just breaking those off, popping these cables out, disconnecting the clamps that hold it to the frame, and cutting them, and just getting these things out of the way. Getting the new ones installed, so we're ready to go to install the rear brakes. This is the power brake booster for the 67 R-Code. Had it sent out, rebuilt by Power Brake Booster Exchange, which used to be called Booster Dewey, until they got bought out. So let's open it up and see how it looks. Probably the best part of the whole package, peanut M&Ms, snack for later. As always, a really nice job. Looks like they even included the original tag that was on it with the part number, and pretty happy with the way it turned out. Let's get it installed. Here is master cylinder. This is the original master cylinder to the car. It was restored by White Post Restoration down in, I think it's Virginia. To go through the thing inside, out. Looks like this has been re-sleeved possibly, which makes sense. I'm sure it was rusted out on the inside. It looks pretty nice. Now, what I need to do is I need to measure the depth of the booster, check it with the rod length to make sure that the rod from the booster sits all the way into the bottom of the well in the master cylinder here without putting pressure on the master cylinder itself. That way you get the highest pedal, the best pedal response, and best braking performance. This is the depth of the rod sticking out of the booster to that spacer plate that sits on the face of the booster where the master cylinder mounts. What I'm going to do is use this screwdriver, it's kind of crudely, and bottom the screwdriver out in the bore and see where my measurement comes up. Hopefully the flange of the master cylinder ends up just short of that. So again, let's keep them even. It's about as even as I can get by eye, and we'll see how it works out. So it looks like I can extend that rod a little bit. And what we're going to do is, let's pull this off, spacer off. Hold on to the rod, back off the nut a little bit. What the heck size is that? Oh, there it is. So we got 4 turns. Let's put the spacer on and measure. Actually, I went the wrong way. Dumbass! Sometimes it's hard to judge. It's actually got to go in. All right. Okay. That's perfect. What I want to do now is mock up the master cylinder onto the booster. Let's see how my measurements were. Ah, very good. Perfect. Now, these lines, I've never had any success with these lines going into where they needed to go into as they were bent from the factory. More than likely, I'm just going to have to bend them again myself. Oh boy. Alright, so that one will go into there, I think. Now this one screws into there, and I think this one goes into the side, which it does not. So I need an adapter fitting for that one. Nothing is ever easy. Now I had to pull out my bin o' brass and let's see what we got. Am I gonna get lucky? There it is, the one on the top. Sure looks like it. Let's see if the fitting screws into it. Yep. It's got the flare. Let's check it out. Oh, there we go. Now to this one. We are way off the mark on this one. Looks like I'll need an adapter fitting for the junction block as well. I have a feeling what I'm going to need is the exact same fitting that I used over on the Mustang. Ran into the same issue on this junction block as well. Hole is a little larger than the 3/16 line. One size up from that, whatever that is, no idea. So, looks like I'm headed to Napa for an adapter. We're back with the fitting. Let's see what happens here. That'll do it. In order to bleed off the master cylinder, I installed plugs on both of the ports there. Basically, that blocks the fluid from coming out and allows me to slowly pump the master cylinder to bleed the air out through the reservoir.
That's disgusting.
I'm going to call that good. Now with the master cylinder in place, tighten up the lines. There we go. Make sure the lines are not near any of the suspension as it moves, and which they aren't, so looks like we're good. With that work done on the 67R code, I think we're ready to drop the engine and the transmission in. I don't think there's anything that's stopped me from doing it. I just want to make sure I did all the brake lines and got all that in, because to put that stuff in with the engine in place, it's no fun. So, stay tuned, the channel. You'll get to see that thing dropped in. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.